Revolution, where construction meets innovation.
Revolution. Let's build the future together.
All right, so today we are going deep on something pretty cool. We're looking at how the gaming world, video games, PlayStation, Xbox, all that, is actually impacting something you might not expect: construction and real estate.
It's really interesting, really. Like when you think about it, they seem so different. But we've been digging into this article from Revolution. It's a German publication, so the title is Gaming Industry und die Bau- und Immobilienwirtschaft, basically. Gaming and the building world. And what they're saying is that all the tech and innovation that goes into making these immersive games is now being used to change how we actually plan, build, market, and even manage physical spaces.
Yeah, totally. And we're talking about some pretty sophisticated stuff here: VR, AR, AI. Those are buzzwords you hear everywhere these days.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do today is look at real examples from this article and see how those things are actually being applied to make things more efficient and make some real progress in these industries.
And to give you a little background on where this whole idea comes from, the author of this article, Christian K. Carl, he actually starts off by talking about his own journey. He got into tech early on, like playing games on a Commodore 64 with his friend Karsten.
Oh, wow. Classic.
Right. And it's funny, he mentions that one of his teachers back then, Mr. Herman Kuhl, who first got him interested in IT, well, now that teacher is a publisher.
Yeah.
So it kind of shows you how these interests come full circle.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's a cool story. But beyond that, what's really interesting is how this early exposure to gaming shaped Christian's career path. He went on to actually get his doctorate researching how simulations could be used to improve decision-making and training in the construction industry. So this connection between gaming and building, it's something he's been thinking about for a long time.
Yeah, he's even created some practical tools, right?
Exactly. He's developed things like the construction project flight simulator and other business simulations that really demonstrate how these gaming concepts can be applied in the real world, specifically in construction. So it's not just theoretical, he's putting these ideas into practice.
All right, so let's dive into why the gaming industry has become such a driving force behind these kinds of innovations. The article points to some major players, like Sony, PlayStation, and Xbox, which everyone knows. And there's even a shout out to the rapper Dame with the Halo reference.
Yeah, that was a nice touch.
And of course, Electronic Arts, EA, and then NVIDIA. They are really pushing the limits with VR, AR, and AI to make gaming more and more realistic and immersive.
And what's really important here is that the advancements in gaming technology often have direct applications in other fields. It's not just about entertainment. So the article mentions the Unity engine specifically, which is a software platform used to create video games. What's really cool about Unity is that it's already being adopted in the construction industry. It's a familiar tool for millions of developers, and now it's making it easier for construction professionals to create their own visualizations and simulations.
So it's like a bridge between those two worlds.
Exactly. It lowers the barrier to entry for using this advanced technology in a completely different field.
That's huge. Now, speaking of pushing the boundaries, the article talks about something called Gran Turismo Sophie, which is this AI that's been trained to drive in the Gran Turismo racing game, and it's crazy realistic.
Yeah, Gran Turismo Sophie is incredible. The level of detail in how this AI learns and applies the physics of driving is just mind-blowing.
So how does this relate to construction and real estate?
Well, think about it. If you can apply that same level of detail and accuracy to simulating, say, how soil behaves under pressure or how different materials respond to stress in a building, that could be revolutionary. You could identify potential weaknesses in a design before you even break ground.
Oh, wow. So you could prevent disasters and save a lot of money?
Exactly. And the author thinks this kind of AI-driven simulation could be used in construction and real estate in the near future, which is pretty exciting.
Definitely. And then there's NVIDIA. Most people know them for their graphics cards, those GPUs.
Right. Those are the things that make your games look amazing. But NVIDIA is doing a lot more than that. The article talks about how they're leading the way in AI-powered visualization, specifically with AECO at NVIDIA.
For those who don't know, what is AECO exactly?
So AECO stands for Architecture, Engineering, and Construction. Basically, it's NVIDIA's division focused on bringing their technology to those industries. And their GPUs are perfect for this kind of work. They can handle massive amounts of data and do complex calculations super fast, which is what you need for real-time 3D rendering and AI algorithms.
So what does that actually mean for architects and construction engineers?
It means they can create incredibly realistic models and simulations of buildings. They can see how a building will perform under different conditions, and they can even use AI to optimize their designs and make the whole process more efficient.
So it's not just about pretty pictures. It's about making better decisions.
Right. When you can walk through a virtual building before it's even built or simulate how different construction methods will play out, you can identify potential problems early on and make better decisions throughout the entire project. And it also makes it easier for everyone involved to collaborate because they're all working with the same virtual model.
So the ability to create these realistic virtual experiences, it has a lot of practical applications.
Absolutely. It's changing the game in a lot of ways.
Right. So the article lays out 8 specific ways gaming technology can be integrated into the construction and real estate lifecycle. They group them into 4 stages: planning, building, marketing, and operating. Let's start with the planning phase. The first one they talk about is material planning.
Okay, so with material planning, you're basically trying to figure out how much of each material you need for a project and make sure you have it when and where you need it. And this is where NVIDIA's GPUs come in again.
Right, because they can process so much data.
Exactly. The idea is to use AI-powered software that can analyze all the details of a construction project in real time, like the blueprints, the schedule, the progress, even things like supply chain disruptions. And based on all that data, the software can predict exactly how much of each material you'll need and when.
So it's like having a really smart assistant for your procurement team.
That's a good way to put it. And by optimizing material usage, you can reduce waste and save a lot of money. Plus, it's better for the environment, which is becoming increasingly important.
Totally. And it ties in with that whole idea of sustainability and lean construction.
Yeah, it's all about being more efficient and reducing waste.
Okay, so the next one is KI-supported construction planning, which is AI-powered construction planning.
Right, and the idea here is to use AI to help design more efficient and sustainable buildings from the very beginning. So imagine a program that can analyze all sorts of data like energy consumption, material usage, local climate conditions, and even the way people are going to use the building. And based on all that, it can come up with the best possible design.
So it's taking all those factors into account and optimizing the design before you even start building.
Exactly. And it can also integrate with sensors and IoT devices to monitor the building in real time during construction and make adjustments as needed.
So it's like the building itself is providing data to help improve its own construction.
Yeah, it's a really cool concept.
All right, so the next one is interactive project simulations. And the article actually mentions those BOW simulator games, those construction simulator games.
Yeah, those are pretty popular.
So are they saying that playing those games can actually help with real construction projects?
Well, not exactly playing them, but the idea behind them. The article is saying that the way those games engage players and teach them about construction, that can be applied to create more realistic and sophisticated simulations for actual projects. Imagine a software program that uses real-world data, like the BIM model for a building, and it lets you simulate different phases of the construction process in detail.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, you could analyze the schedule, track the budget, even identify potential risks before they happen. And because it's using real data and physics engines, it would be much more accurate than those simple simulator games.
So it's taking that basic concept of a simulator game and applying it to real-world project management. That's pretty innovative.
It is, and the author is actually working on developing this kind of software, which is really cool.
Wow, so we might see that come to life soon. Okay, the next one is virtual construction sites. This seems like a natural fit for VR and AR.
Yeah, absolutely. The idea here is to use headsets to give workers on a construction site real-time information overlaid on their view of the actual site. So imagine you're wearing a headset, and you can see the blueprints, safety guidelines, even instructions for your specific tasks, all right there in front of you.
Wow, that's like having X-ray vision.
Right. It would make everything so much more efficient and safer. And the article points out that this technology is already being used in other industries like aircraft maintenance and logistics.
So it's proven technology being adapted for construction.
Exactly. And you could also use it to track progress against targets so you can quickly see if something is falling behind schedule.
Makes sense. All right, the next one is gamified construction projects. This sounds interesting.
Yeah, this is all about applying game design principles to motivate workers and make the job more engaging. So things like point systems, leaderboards, virtual rewards. Imagine earning badges for completing tasks safely or hitting milestones ahead of schedule.
So it's like turning work into a game.
Kind of, yeah. And it can also be used for training. You could create gamified modules to teach new employees about safety procedures or how to use new equipment.
That could be really effective. People learn better when they're engaged.
Exactly. And it's way more fun than just sitting through a boring lecture.
Definitely. Okay, moving on to AI-driven drone monitoring. How does the gaming industry tie into this one?
Well, drones are already being used on construction sites for things like surveying and inspection, but the article is talking about taking it to the next level by using AI. So imagine drones that can fly around a site autonomously, capturing video and images. Then AI algorithms can analyze that data in real time to identify potential safety hazards, detect construction errors, and even track progress.
So it's like having eyes in the sky that are constantly watching out for problems.
Exactly. And the AI can learn over time, so it gets better and better at spotting issues.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Okay, now we're getting into the marketing and operating stages. The first one is personalized real estate experiences.
This is where VR really shines. Imagine being able to take a virtual tour of a property from anywhere in the world. You could walk through the room, see the views, even try out different furniture arrangements.
That'd be so cool.
Right. And with AI, you could even personalize the experience. So based on your preferences, the AI could suggest different layouts, finishes, even color schemes. It would make finding the perfect home so much easier.
It's like being able to step into your future home before you even buy it.
Exactly. And it would be a huge advantage for real estate companies because they could reach a wider audience and give people a much better sense of what they're buying.
And the last one is AI-supported smart buildings.
So this is about using AI to optimize the operation of buildings after they're built. So think about things like energy efficiency, security, climate control. An AI system could monitor all the systems in a building, analyze data from sensors, and make adjustments in real time to save energy, improve comfort, and even anticipate potential problems.
So it's like having a super smart building manager that never sleeps.
Pretty much, yeah. And it could make buildings much more sustainable and user-friendly.
So overall, it seems like the gaming industry has a lot to offer the construction and real estate sectors.
Yeah, I think the key takeaway from the article is that there's a huge potential for these two industries to learn from each other and benefit from each other. The technologies and approaches that have been developed for gaming can really revolutionize how we design, build, and manage our built environment.
And the article also talks about how the skills you develop from playing video games can actually be valuable in the workplace.
Right. They mention a study by Manpower Group that found that gamers often develop skills like problem solving, strategic thinking, decision-making under pressure, even hand-eye coordination, which are all important in a lot of different jobs.
So maybe all that time spent gaming isn't a waste after all.
Maybe not. It could actually be preparing people for the future of work.
Well, that's an interesting thought. So to wrap things up, it's clear that the gaming industry is more than just entertainment. It's a breeding ground for innovation. And it's having a real impact on other industries like construction and real estate.
Yeah, it's amazing to see how these seemingly different fields are converging.
Definitely. So here's something to think about as we leave you today. If the gaming world is so good at creating engaging and immersive experiences, how could those same principles be applied to the way we design and build our cities in the future? How can we make our cities more interactive, more responsive, more fun to live in?
That's a great question. I guess we'll have to wait and see what the future holds.
Indeed. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive.
It's been a pleasure.
This was Revolution.
Where construction meets innovation. Until next time, keep building the future.